You know, my brand new shirt mic just broke. The clip anyway, not the mic itself. My face is a mess. I look terrible because I'm 48. And I've been staying up all night editing videos, not getting enough sleep. But in just 6 months of this channel, we have now hit 20,000 subscribers. Thank you. Seriously.
Welcome to Expat American. I am the Expat American. The question today, who moves to Russia? Why would someone do such a thing? Ricardo and I have found a smart Russian man. He's going to walk us around and he's going to help us answer this question. How old is this train? Let me guess, it's hot.
Just a little bit.
So going between the trees was not a good idea. Look at the hall. That's nice.
This should be good, yeah. This feels like pizza, but very soft. Really good.
We are headed to interview a professional. I, an Anglo-Saxon, Ricardo, a Mexican, living in Russia, and we want to better understand from an expert who exactly is moving to Russia. What type of person, after sanctions and all this stuff, is saying to themselves, I want to move to Russia, and is literally making plans and literally moving to Russia. Ricardo and I picked the handicapped ramp on our way to meet Timur. So in case you're wondering about handicap access, this looks better for wheelchairs than anything I saw on the metro. And this is just an access tunnel for pedestrians to go under the street, like we've seen in several other videos. Timur, how are you, man? Well, first up, because this is an English-speaking channel, what would you say is your connection with the West?
Back in 1995-96, I've been living for 1 year in Custer City, South Dakota.
Wow, raised by cowboys during your formative years.
Exactly, yeah. I was studying in high school, Custer High School, but actually living on the cowboy ranch.
Wow.
So we had 70 horses, 300 cattle, 1 pig. It was a great experience.
That's
Real
incredible.
Wild West.
So not just Hollywood movies, you really have had the dirt under your fingernails. You know what America is like.
Absolutely, yeah. The real America.
Nice, nice. And what's this beautiful building behind us that we've come to?
Yeah, this is Moscow State University for International Relations, considered to be one of the best universities in Russia, but mainly focused for international relations. So if you know, Russian Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sergei Lavrov, graduated from this university. I mean, one of the few famous people.
Wow.
So it's quite good education.
So this is where the best legal minds of Russia are educated?
International.
So you
international.
Yeah. But you have to be really smart.
You need to study.
And you went here?
I went here, yeah.
And you graduated?
Yes.
So you're really smart.
Well, I mean, it's harder to get into the university, but you need to study. Yeah.
Right.
If you study, if you attend the courses, then it's okay. Yeah.
We're taking a little closer look at the university. What's this sign say?
It says Moscow State University for International Relations under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Nice, nice. And what would you say is your speciality what do you do now as far as your career and your work?
Well, I actually graduated from the international private law faculty, but what I do now is not really what I've been studying. Yeah, actually, when I was studying, such area of practice didn't exist in Russia. So basically, I do mainly immigration law, which actually appeared as an area of practice or area of law back in 2002 only, yeah, in Russia. And we were probably the first law firm that went into this deeply to practice the immigration law, which other lawyers didn't look at actually as an area of law. Yeah? And therefore, I cannot say that that's what I've been taught in the university. Yeah, that's something that we started to learn once the laws appeared. Yeah.
Are you like a leading expert in this new thing that has come up in Russia?
We were pretty much the first ones that started this immigration law practice. So our first client was British Petroleum, and we found them through Yellow Pages.
Oh, wow.
Back then, yeah. So we literally went through all of the Yellow Pages information about international companies working in Russia, and were sending them faxes.
How might your profession and your position be of interest to Westerners that are considering moving to Russia?
Well, now we see that for the last 2-3 years, we see that more and more Westerners would like to move to Russia. I mean, there are different reasons. Everyone has their own ones. And we see that this trend is growing. And that's something that we are doing like pretty much every day, have a lot of experience. Initially, we started from those expats that decided to stay in Russia, not necessarily with the recent things that are happening, but like once the pandemic started, yeah, once Russia eased its legislation where now foreign national doesn't need to give up his current citizenship in order to become Russian citizen, we saw that many expats that used to work in Russia during the 2000s, yeah, in big companies, and they had wives, kids, they decided they would like to get Russian permanent residency or citizenship, yeah. But now we see more and more foreigners, Westerners, that would like to come to Russia permanently, move, have their life here, like permanently relocate.
My next thought that people might be curious about is, because I'm an Anglo-Saxon, Ricardo the cameraman's a Mexican, what's it like living in Russia if you are not Slavic? Is it safe? Is it cool? What would you say to that?
Well, I cannot say for everyone, because I mean I'm not Slavic as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what are you?
I'm Circassian, but of course born in Russia and as a Russian citizen. I think that Russia is more safer than many places in the West. I think so. Yeah. Like I don't feel insecure pretty much anywhere in Russia, and from what I heard from other Westerners or foreigners, they feel more secure in Russia than in their home countries. As you might know, Slavs are, it's the majority group of people residing in Russia, but not the only one. To the best of my knowledge, in Russia there are about 200 ethnic groups and living peacefully together. So with regards to foreigners and Westerners, to the best of my knowledge, I mean, my friends and people that I know, they say that Russia is a very safe place. And now compared to some of the Western countries, it's much safer place. Like the Russian mafia doesn't exist in Russia. I would say this is something that
really?
The 90s was pretty tough times, you know, when the capitalism was kind of rolling out. Yeah, that was not the safest place. But right now, I think it's one of the safest places.
You are one of the legal guys trying to help out with Tim Kirby's American Village, is that right?
Correct, yes.
So any news on that, or is it a secret? Can we not say?
Well, there are news. Literally yesterday, we've been contacted by the people in power that said, yeah, we like the project that's been going on for a while, but now it's moving forward. So we've wrote a letter to the governor of Moscow region. We'll be receiving another letter of support from another federal agency that also likes the project. I do believe that next week there should be big news, but that's something Tim has to say. Yeah, I hope I am not disclosing any secrets, but we really hope that after so many years of waiting, that's gonna happen, because yeah, 3 people from the different level of government finally made it like on the roll.
So I had been hearing that this was going to be perhaps quite difficult to get approved. What do you think changed?
If we don't go deeply into the legal matters of the land, etc., etc., it's just a matter of political will. I think that for Russian, particular Moscow regional government, it should be a very, very good project from all of the sides, yeah, from everything, political, ideological. I mean, build an American village, bringing new people to the region. So I'm pretty sure it's a good and positive project for them, and they realize that.
So you think it's a good idea?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. And what would you say to critics that don't think it's a good idea?
And
Like
who are the critics?
some people, for instance, because I get comments, especially on the video we did, like, oh, the West is going to come in here, they're going to mess up our culture. That sort of feeling. Not that anyone said that exactly.
I doubt that that's possible. I mean, how many Westerners need to come in order to mess up with the Russian culture? That's I think these fears are without a real grounds. Tell you what's you know already.
I'll ask the hardest questions. Timur has brought us to a fancy restaurant, sort of. It's got wine glasses on the table. This is a Georgian restaurant, leather menu. Just wanted to, if you don't live in Moscow, give you an idea of what the city's like, give you a little bit more color of where we are and what you could perhaps do here. And what was your ethnic group again?
It's Cherkess.
Cherkessian? Okay.
Cherkessian, yeah.
So is there a connection between Cherkess and Georgian? Because we're at a Georgian restaurant and you're a Cherkess guy. Eating with me.
How to say? We are different nations, but of course we are all considered to be from Caucasus, yeah, Cherkess and Georgians. There are many things in common, like the way the national costume, yeah. So we have the similar national costume, yeah, and there are
like
many,
the waiter?
Yes, like the waiter. So there are many things in common, but yeah, we are different people, different language, absolutely different. But the Caucasus, yeah, I think there are about 50 different nations there. Ethnic groups reside in there, yeah. But the food, Georgian cuisine, is amazing. I think it has the most variety cuisines out of all of the Caucasus ethnic groups.
Okay. So you guys are from the same part of the world, but you're 2 different ethnic groups. Like, let's say Ricardo is Mexican, but there are Latin people in South America that they're in the same area. They're similar, but they're 2 different groups.
In
Something
general,
like that?
yes, something like that.
What do we have here, Timur?
Well, it's Georgian cuisine. It's called khachapuri, and this one is with cheese and egg. This khachapuri is with meat. This is kind of marinated cabbage called jonjali, and this is called anjab sandal. It's different vegetables, kind of fried and tasty. Good.
Вкусно, which means tasty. Ricardo has sizzling food.
It looks pretty tasty.
What is it, Timur?
I think it's called adjakuri, so it's basically pork with vegetables, potatoes mainly, and some greens.
What type of people want to move to Russia, and how is it mutually beneficial for them and for Russia?
Well, people are absolutely different from their background, from their religious beliefs, but absolutely different people. Yeah, we can see that there are quite a lot of people that have believe in traditional values. Yeah, traditional Catholics, Protestants, Orthodox Christians, quite a number of them would like to move. Profession-wise, there are quite a few farmers that would like to move because of the problems that farmers are experiencing in the West. Then there are some IT specialists, engineers, and I mean, you name it, yeah, pretty much the variety is there. And why it's beneficial for both of the sides, I think, I mean, America is a good example of why immigration is beneficial for the country and for the immigrants, yeah. Russia historically has also been, I mean, welcoming immigrants, but it was more of a, you know, like, how to say, state governed process, yeah. If you may remember during the Catherine the Great times, yeah, she invited quite a lot of Germans to Russia, and now they are well known in the world as Russian Germans, so-called, yeah. Then
I think my DNA is part of that, by the way.
Interesting.
I'll
yeah?
find out.
Yeah. So there were such times in Russia. So the Russian Germans is a good example. Then there was also, I cannot call it an immigration, but also during the Stalin times, during the period of industrialization, actually, it's from 1929 till 1933. Maybe you heard there is Alfred Koch. Yeah, this Koch Industries. It's the one of the biggest family-owned companies in the United States.
Oh, Cook?
Cook.
Oh,
Cook. Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
So the Alfred and his design bureau, they were invited to the Soviet Russia, and officially Soviet Russia at that moment was not recognized as a country by the United States. But it happened to be that in the Great Depression just started in the United States, yeah, and Russia was trying to develop, and there was an agreement between the two countries that the Americans would come, and basically the Cook Bureau, they only them designed 523 plants throughout the whole Russia, which are now still existing. Yeah,
wow.
It's heavy production, I mean metal production, like big plants in Russia have been designed and partially built by the Americans and the Europeans. And that's, we can also call kind of an immigration, because there were a lot of foreigners, specialists, engineers coming together with these design bureaus to build all this in. So benefits are on both sides, I believe. Yeah, and I hope that Russia right now is at the time of the history when we need immigration from the West, especially.
Because Russia needs more people.
Russia definitely needs more people, of course. With the territory that big that we have, somebody say we need 500 million. Yeah.
What is it now?
146.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay. Okay.
Still a lot to go.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I think that Russia could benefit for attracting, like I say, law-abiding, productive people.
Exactly, which most of the Westerns are.
Yeah, so traditional family values people. The Westerners that are not wouldn't be interested in coming, I would assume.
Yeah,
because they have what they want in America or in Britain or
absolutely
Germany
absolutely.
Already.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Regarding immigration policies, has something changed in that subject with all the current situation that the country is going through, or has it stayed the same? Has something changed?
Well, if we speak about immigration laws, they haven't changed, to be honest, even with the circumstances of the last year. Yeah, but with regards to practicalities, yeah, it became more difficult because before that we had 2 years of pandemic, no flights. Now there are also no direct flights. Yeah, so indirectly, of course, it's harder to immigrate. Plus, then there is a big question about transferring the money. But if we speak about immigration from the Russian side and so-called list of unfriendly countries, which exists in Russia after the start of the special military operation, immigration-wise, nothing changed. Yeah, so foreign nationals, Americans can get Russian permanent residency, they can get citizenship. Yeah, no problem at all. But practically, yeah, it became harder because of the travel and money transfers.
Do you have immigrant clients from the West, let's say, people that are contacting you to use your services to try to move here?
Yes, there are quite a few people that are on different stages of immigrating to Russia. Some just would like to learn more information. Some are thinking already and planning the move. Some are in the process of moving. So yeah, I would say that the interest is there. Many people would like to move, and we are trying to help them.
So how would people get a hold of you?
Mainly through either website, word of mouth, Telegram channel, or such videos as yours.
Okay, so you have a website?
Yes, it's movingtorussia.ru.
Why might someone need your services?
Well, I would say not as an advertisement, but just Russian immigration is a very formal thing, yeah? So a person can have the ground, but the formalities such as the documents may not be properly done, and that may be a reason for denial, yeah? So in Russia, unfortunately, the form prevails the essence, and sometimes therefore you need like professional assistance of people that know how to do it. And moreover, what's important is to give you heads up before you even immigrate, yeah, to check the documents, to check the ground, to find the proper path how to do it.
All right, what did you think of Timur and the services he offers and Russian immigration? Click subscribe, like this video, share it with your friends, and click the box to see what happens next.
Come to Russia.
You know, Ricardo, I was thinking, even though we're two different nationalities that met very recently in a foreign land, we've probably eaten more Mexican food than anyone else in this country.
Yeah, it's very curious.
Also, we both worked in the movie industry, right?
Correct.
I have 2 Mexican children, and you probably have 2 Mexican parents.
Indeed.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. With Ricardo the cameraman, testing the shirt mic. It's my shirt, my microphone. You're like, okay, so how is this? What was my darn question? All right, hold on. Okay, are we on? So they're supposed to be open, but we cannot get the door open. I've asked Ricardo to break it down for me. Be excited, Joe! Yes!